So I'm a cabinet maker. I'm going to show you something. I've got this little jig here when I'm fitting hinges. Not these hinges. These hinges are a modern hinge. This is considered a System 32 clip-on, knock-down, modern kitchen hinge. Okay, so it has a fine adjustment, X, Y, and Z. We use tens of thousands of these, billions are made, and they end up in landfill every day. So I'm going to talk about those. I'm going to talk about your typical brass hinge. Right? This is a quality hinge. Right? You can see that's solid brass. That's an example of what would be on a house door, which you would walk through every day. So there's still a used hinge. Generally, a carpenter joiner would probably fit these more than anyone else. But a cabinet maker would still use a quality brass hinge. And this is 63mm quality brass hinge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to notch that into the side of my carcass and to the door, fitting that in place. Now, there's no adjustment with these hinges. And I guess that's what scares people off these days. They don't use them very much. But I'm going to show you a simple way to help do that. What I've got here is a block of wood with a slotted screw in it. And the beauty of this is I can take this and I can just grind that down or whetstone that a little bit, make it sharp. And what I get when I wind it in and out, I get it in the right position to just be below the knuckle. And that's giving me the right depth to set it into my carcass. And because there's a slot there, what I get is I get two opposing teeth. But when I slide it against the wood, I'm going to get this beautiful straight line and an angle from the head of that screw. Perfect position, put my chisel in and carve out the waste so I can fit my hinge perfectly. Place an edge. Cut both sides. Pair in. Okay, so I've cut that in now. As you can see, it's flush on the back of the wing, or the leaf, if you want to call it. And in the front, this would be considered a door style. Right? Most of the hinge is set into the door style itself. So when I cut this into the carcass end, I'm not going to cut anything on the front edge, it's going to be a nice straight line. I'm going to cut it on an angle like so into the cabinet. So it is locked in both places. All right? And for example, you notice that that's not falling out, there's no screws in that. That's how a brass hinge should be fitted, that sort of level of quality. If you're fitting your doors and you have the capability of fitting your doors without any screws in them, you're a good cabinet maker.